Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to see about optimizers. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about basic three optimizers, that gradient descent, stochastic gradient descent, and minimalist gradient descent. So in the further video, I'll discuss about more advanced optimizers like AdaGrad, Adam optimizer, and RMS Prom, etc. So before understanding these three optimizers, let's see what is basically optimizers and uh, why we use that in the neural network. So this is the basic neural network that I have drawn in my page. So here actually I've taken MSC loss function, as you can see. So here actually I have taken basic loss function, the MSC loss function, as you can see. So this loss function actually will be sent to the optimizers. Then optimizers try to minimize the loss, like it will try to minimize the loss by doing backward propagation. Like how it is going to minimize the loss during the backward propagation, it will try to update the weight. So all weight optimization during the backward propagation, that particular videos that I have already uploaded in my channel, so you can go through that. So this is the basic optimizers, like gradient descent, stochastic gradient descent, and minimized gradient descent. So let's discuss one by one. So in gradient descent, so before going to that, let's understand epoch and iteration. So what is epoch and what is iteration? So epoch is nothing but when we are sending all data, like suppose in our data set we have 10,000 data, and when we are sending all the data set, all number of records to a neural network, and in order to calculate our loss function and optimizer weight, then actually it will complete one epoch. Until and unless it will not cover all the records in a dataset, we will not consider it as epoch. Once it will cover all the data in our dataset, then it will then we'll consider it as one epoch. So iteration is basically depends upon the batch size, like how many in data we are sending to calculate the backward propagation within a single time. Suppose like, in gradient descent, actually what happens for one epoch, actually to consider all the data, actually we are sending, like for calculating backward propagation in the loss function, like how we are going to do the backward propagation. So to do that, actually we need to send all 10,000 records in a neural network. Then after sending all, like we calculate loss, then we calculate the summation of loss for all 10,000, records that is in our data set. Then for a single time we calculate the backward propagation. So as we are considering all the 10,000 records, so it will just cover one iteration, right, for completing one epoch. So actually it will be like uh, suppose we are considering the graph of gradient descent curve. So this is basically weight and loss graph. So to come to this global minima, uh, actually it will cover distance by this step size. Actually it will slowly come to the gradient descent. But actually we have one disadvantage for gradient descent, because as we are sending, like here I have taken one example of 10,000 record, but in real time scenario we could have much more than that, like 10 million, 100 millions of data. So for sending the entire data and calculating loss, and for entire 10 million records, we have to calculate the weights, because for all 10 millions records we have more than 10 million weights to optimize, right? So it will be very much like it will take high storage of RAM to store the weights and optimize the weights, right? So for gradient descent, actually there is a huge disadvantage for computationally expensive, because you need a high amount of RAM, and it will be computational intensive as well. And how it is gonna come to the global minima by small step size, it will come to the global minima. It will time taking as well. Okay, so next discuss about stochastic gradient descent. So in the gradient descent, actually what we are doing, we are sending all 10,000 like entire data set to a neural network, then calculate, and then we do the summation of loss for entire 10,000 record, then for single time we do backward propagation. But in stochastic gradient descent, what we do, we send one record for calculating the backward propagation. Suppose we have 10,000 data in our data set. So what we are doing, actually we are picking just one record, then sending to the neural network, then calculate the loss, then we are doing the backward propagation. So so you can say, like, what is the number of iteration. So the number of iteration would be the same number of data. How? Because here the batch size is one. So actually here we are not considering batch size. Batch size is only we consider in mini batch. As in stochastic gradient descent, we are just sending one record for backward propagation, like calculate the loss in backward propagation, like it will iterate through 10,000 times to complete one epoch. I think you got my point, guys. 10,000 records we have, and we are sending one one data per iteration. So we have 10,000 iteration. So it will be time taking. One of the most disadvantage would be it time taking, because for each data it will calculate the loss and backward propagate. Then one data it will try to calculate the loss and then back propagate. So it will take huge time, and the fluctuation will be high. As you can see, the fluctuation will be high here. Actually in gradient descent, as you can see, it will just come with this small step size to the global minima. But in stochastic gradient descent, what happen? So it will fluctuates like uh, very much. As you can see in my graph, like it will fluctuate like that, then you try to come to the global minimum. So the convergence will be very slow. So as you can see, I have mentioned in the stochastic gradient descent. So the convergence to the global minima will be very slow in stochastic gradient descent. So again, if you are considering uh, if we are considering mini batch, so in mini batch, actually what we do, suppose we have 10,000 data set, and we take like we do hyperparameter tune, like not hyperparameter tune, there is an argument as base size. We can pass any number of base size, and suppose I have taken like mini batch. Suppose I have taken base size as 1,000. So what it will do? Suppose we have 10,000 data. What it will do? It will take the 1,000 data. Then for 1,000 data only, it will calculate the loss, do the loss summation, and back propagate. So it will consider as one iteration. Then it will send one more 1,000 data for remaining 10,000 data. Then it will try to try to do the summation of loss, then it will do the backward propagation. So it will actually, the back propagation happens within the small batch size. So as you can see, for mini batch gradient, for mini batch optimizers, the iteration will be, see, the number of, this is the total number of data set that we have, 10,000 data set. And like, how many data set we are calculating backward propagation. The base size is 1,000. So for calculating one backward propagation, we are taking 1,000 data. So how many backward propagation it will do? It will do 10 backward propagation. So iteration will be 10. So this is like, if you are gonna draw the graph for mini batch, so mini batch will not be that much fluctuation, uh, that much fluctuation um, to stochastic gradient descent, but it will do somewhat fluctuation this much like this much it will fluctuate and try to come to the gradient descent, not sorry, come to the global minimum. So as you can see, we are taking batch size in mini batch. So this is actually understandable that we do not have that much fluctuation as we have in stochastic gradient descent, but we have some somewhat fluctuation to reach the global minima because we have considered batch size instead of taking a single one by one data set, right? All about optimizers. So guys, if you have any doubt, you can ping me in the comment. I'll try to solve your queries.